Salutations, ladies and gentlemen, and welcome back to Let's Play The Darkest Dungeon. I'm your host, BrainBoy20, and where we last left off, I don't bloody remember, because I always have like a couple months between recording sessions. And all I vaguely remember is that my goal was to get enough money where my interest alone would cover all expenditures. Well, we're also trying to pick up the pace and deal with things such as the Countess, as that's the only real objective now that stands between me and actually going through the remainder of the Darkest Dungeon. However, I kind of need a small warm-up. That and the fact that I'm actually kind of ill as right now, if you couldn't tell. I'll just point out that fact and feel all the worse for it. So we are going to go on a short little expedition into the Warrens to commemorate my illness. No, I'm not happy over this. I would really, really like to not be like this, but sometimes you just can't avoid it. What even is this team? I literally just threw it together in like 5 minutes. Glad to see I still haven't learned. Alright. You guys actually have decent skills, right? Yep, you can hit the back row, you can self-heal. Daryl can tank, you can kind of heal as well, and nobody here needs to get any real major upgrades, so let's just load up on everything and everyone that we could possibly need. I get the feeling she's going to be severely damaged, like the entire time we're there, but I just don't trust it. Even if it's plus 60% damage at max. Oh, you have torn rotator. Right, we do need something to get around that. Get the Heaven's Hairpin, because the torchlight always remains high with me, as I'm a little wuss that things keep changing and I don't like it in the middle of these fights and games. And then the Berserk's Charm, because that's just what I do. I could definitely tank. Do I have any? Oh no, because I have the Berserk's Mask, right? Yeah, I do. I do enjoy the speed and crit, even if you don't get nearly as much healing. I don't think you're in position 1, but I think we can deal with this. Don't need a fasting seal. What would I even do with you? Oh yeah, this gives you plus 3 speed. If I can give you something else that gives a bonus to speed, then maybe, just maybe, you'd be a decent enough person to fight. Yeah, I guess that works. Daryl, pistol, and the matchstick. Our entire goal is just outspeed these cretins and see what we can do with it. Ugh, I feel disgusting. I woke up and my entire nose was clogged, and I'm not going to go into any more detail than that to avoid causing anyone to freak out and or get too horribly disgusted. It just was not a wonderful morning. Anyway, explore 90% of the rooms in the Warrens. What could possibly go wrong? Just make sure you have enough food, enough shovels, enough torches to not die horrifically, and then throw in, like, another key. I think there's also, like, beef and stuff like that here. Alright, holy water. No, this is good because if someone's drunk, we can force this down their throat in addition to the alcohol, then they get the humongous alcohol buff. Then we can do holy water, I think, here. I think they have effigies, and that you can get positive traits by this. No, the effigies are in the Weald. Okay, we could just go with this. Ugh. I'm almost tempted to skip class today because of this, as I'm recording this all well before class starts. But I've decided against it, as I am probably going to start a daily recording session, mostly so I can motivate myself to get out of bed and actually start doing stuff.
To prosecute our war against the swine, we must first scout their squalid homes.
What the heck? Why do you have so much resolve experience? Oh, they probably had a quest or something like that that gave them a humongous bonus. But yeah, a lot of my own problems come from the fact that I just don't want to get up in the morning. And at this point in time, I very, very much would like something to motivate me. And if it takes me recording to actually start motivating me, then so be it. I could turn around and go back, but we're probably going to have to fight these guys anyway. Ooh, knives. What happens if I hit you with a shovel? Absolutely nothing. Alright. Yep, I'm not surprised. I'm more surprised that you resisted. Hello. I do not want that swine heaver. But I doubt we're going to be able to successfully kill it before it gets a move off. Although I could also be wrong. Being wrong... I can be happy with being wrong here. Do you mark yourself? One use remaining. Okay, so you can't spam withstand.
Exposed to a killing blow.
On the bright side, now everyone gets to attack the large flesh eater, so it should go down before too long, and we won't have to worry as much. Now, people have been clamoring for a return of the British army, so I guess being ill is a perfect excuse for it. I don't want to kill you just yet. If this blight did not do enough damage, we'll see. Maybe the leper will get a chance. The leper does not.
A victory.
That's acceptable.
Perhaps the turning point.
Hello, hello, hello. A nice little ruby to carry us through this place. Well, I might as well eat about 4 stacks of food just so he's not dead and dying as we go into our next little fight.
The way is lit. The path is clear. We require only the strength to follow it.
I want to kill the bloodletter, but this demon of corn will have to remain up for a little while. Instead, what I'm going to do is I'm just going to focus on killing the Stabby McStabberson in the back. Purely on account of the fact that Stabby McStabberson over here is actually probably the most painful person that we're going to have to deal with. I say as everybody misses. Thank you. No, really, thank you. On the bright side, the leper, who normally loves to take as many attacks as physically possible, seems to be standing there menacingly, standing tall. I believe damage-wise, if it bleeds, would be significantly better if you weren't apparently missing every single attack, which I consider very, very strange. Oh, we'll focus on healing up the remainder of our party. Another blanket fire. We're mostly fine. I guess we'll just focus our attacks on hopefully killing the bloodletter finally. Well, that bleed is very, very disappointing. You have been 3 for 3 on missing those attacks. Care to explain why? Like, I know the normal lack of accuracy buff actually is traumatizing you, but this is kind of obscene. Oh, the resistances and the protection last for the battle. Okay, that explains everything. So I should be using Withstand immediately with the leper. Thank goodness he's a bad shot. Unfortunately, you are not. And this Fusilier, I think, is going to live for a little while longer. Okay, never mind. Thank you, Hovel. You actually did your job. And I mean that as sarcastically and snidely as I can. As I can be. Oh, you're marked for the battle too. Okay. Okay, withstand now is significantly better than I thought. I don't have to reapply marking constantly.
Death waits for the slightest lapse in concentration.
And you resist the bleed in spite of the crit. Thank goodness.
Compassion is a rarity in the fevered pitch of battle.
So are you being compassionate to yourself, or what is going on here?
Success so clearly in view. Or is it merely a trick of the light?
Oh, so this is probably what I should have brought holy water for. No, because the holy water just burns it and causes a stress, doesn't it? I think that's what this does. And I wasn't even paying attention to the trap. Excellent! Note to self, if I want to get a debuff, I definitely can. Wait, no, I could just do this, right? Yeah. It's been so long since I played any games on full screen. I know I was raving about this in Conquest of Elysium, not Conquest of Elysium, in what is it called? I can't remember the name of the game right now. I'm too delirious. I wish I could remember, but I just can't. Anyway, welcome to the Crimson Curse, ladies and gentlemen. I'll be your guide. Look, can you please, like, connect with if it bleeds? No, no. Why would you connect? Like, seriously, why would you ever connect with if it bleeds? Well, we can try Iron Swan and see if that'll kick you out of it. Did that deal no damage? Hold up. Am I insane? I'll probably look in post-production. It's like, no, you idiot, you actually took damage right here. I'll laugh if this actually kills it. No, it lives. Barely. Crimson Curse. Or at least some stress. Look. These sycophants are dodging way too often to be reasonable. Can we please finish them off? For the love of all that is holy. Let protection mean something. Ah, you actually resisted. Alright, now let's just spend the remainder of this fight ensuring that our good leper friend doesn't die horrifically. Just in the middle of the fight. As we kind of need him to live for the remainder of our party to continue to exist, really. And note to self, this Hellion really needs an accuracy trinket.
Singular strike.
Like, eventually needs an accuracy trinket, or we're just going to keep suffering. I didn't want to say anything. I was secretly hoping that he wouldn't get the Crimson Curse, that the first dodge was a very good sign, but unfortunately it seems like I'm very, very wrong. Well, you've already got the Crimson Curse. We might as well just spend our time healing up and letting the Grave Robbers slowly kill the other one off. As long as we don't successfully kill the one in the back, we can simply waste our turns healing away because another reinforcement will not arrive as long as there are at least 2 enemies on screen. I've learned this one when looking up some strategy guides about the actual Darkest Dungeon. And while this does take some time away from us actually succeeding in these fights, we might as well take our time to heal.
As the fiend falls, a faint hope blossoms.
You don't need a Solemnity, we might as well just start focusing fire on the Supplicant. You, however, can spend your time healing yourself. Wow. I guess we can try to Blight? I doubt it's going to work, but we can try. Jesus Christ, quit dodging! Thank you.
Foolish horrors, brought low and driven into the mud.
Might as well touch the books. Ooh. What did it replace? Unyielding with Eldritch Hater. I mean, I guess that works. Scouting ahead, we reveal another 2 battles. You know what I say to this? We're gonna step out, grab this curio, and then... oh, you little... And then we're going to say, F that noise in particular, as I don't feel like fighting 2 additional fights if I can avoid it. We will instead turn around, head over here, and see if we can get around this entire group. And then afterwards, maybe, just maybe, I'll determine if it's actually worth our time.
Such blockages are unsurprising. These tunnels predate even the earliest settlers.
Can you stop being curious? I should get rid of Torn Rotator. Oh well. I kind of want to go up, but I'm not going to go up. I would rather go off to the right. And we'll see how successful we are. Oh no, hunger. Something that I kind of anticipated, which is why I have so much bloody food. Huh. Literally nothing. Neat. Thank goodness your curiosity did not kill us this time. I know the grunting is not what anyone really wants to hear, but I'm just dealing with it anyway. And you know what, we have enough supplies. We can at least try to make a visit to this next room with the fight, and pick up whatever we still can, for what additional funding it's worth. My plan is to go into this room, fight, and then just head straight up to collect whatever remaining supplies there are. I'm still trying to get enough gold where we can live off the interest alone. But I don't think that's going to happen over the span of this run. Considering what we're fighting here, I think I want to try to kill the Thunderer immediately. Wow, you actually connected. You bled. It's dead. On the first turn. Who are you and what have you done to my Hellion? You have failed. So bloody often it hurts.
Life is taken.
At least you resisted the disease.
Grievous injury. Palpable fear.
In another instance of marking doesn't matter, I'm your host, BrainBoy20, and these are the people who get attacked nonetheless, regardless of whatever occurs around them.
Impressive.
If you weren't nearly immune to Blight, and I do mean this, if you weren't nearly immune to Blight, I would gladly hit you with this, in the hopes that it would kill you. But instead, I'm going to simply take my time out of the day and try to ensure we don't have anyone reach death's door. The Grave Robber is doing. The Grave Robber usually is doing fine. That's like one of the nice things about the Grave Robbers. The Grave Robber consistently is doing well. The status of the Grave Robber is always well. That's depressing. This I'll actually try to blight, because if I can successfully blight, it dies. There we go.
Great is the weapon that cuts on its own.
Oh, we actually do have blood. Interesting. I mean, it's not like the blood is necessary. I mean, like, the blood really isn't, considering we also have that thing that grants me, what, 2 blood per week? And it's been how many weeks since we've actually been draining the Crimson Curse, and people don't even need the blood consistently? So it's like, we're still making a net profit. Any additional is just gravy? I guess it'd just be gravy. Let's have fun with this. Oh, the Hellion made it too. Sweet. Lasting impact? It's a negative lasting impact. Egomania. Versus self-worship. No. Versus nocturnal. I mean, it's not too bad, comparatively. Well, we might as well put an end to it here.
The swine folk's labyrinth may yet prove to be navigable.
There we go. I was wondering why I couldn't just skip it. Resilient over stress faster. Daredevil versus Beast Hater. I like Daredevil, but I don't expect Altard to be below that amount of health. Gifted actually isn't too bad if it's just a flat 20% bonus to healing received. It's actually fairly good when you think about it.
Are curious, and their generosity is notoriously short-lived.
Alrighty then. Well, that was that for that run, and a nice little reintroduction to the Darkest Dungeon. Hope you all enjoyed watching. This has been BrainBoy 20 with Let's Play the Darkest Dungeon, and I'm signing off. If you enjoyed the video, remember to like, comment, or subscribe, it helps out a great deal in curing my illness. And I hope to see you all next time. Farewell.